Star Stable just announced that along with the updated Hollow Woods, we're also going to get a completely new area that will be available for both non-Star Riders and Star Riders. And along with this information, we also got a bunch of other very interesting things that I'm very excited for. So as always, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you do, make sure to subscribe. It really means a lot. And now let's get into it. So it's that time of the month again, or I guess it was. Star Stable posted their September game blog a few days ago. I don't even know how many days it's been, like 4 or 5. So I am a little late, but I still wanted to go over it just because there are, as I said, a few interesting details hidden in the blog and I really wanted to talk about them. The most interesting one is, as always, at the end. I feel like they always put the most interesting things in the end, like the updated characters were at the end, I don't know, the dressage, all of that. It's always at the end. So honestly, anytime SSO comes out with a new blog, I just scroll down and check what's at the bottom. But anyway, the article is titled Star Stable September Blog, Birthday, NPCs, and Onboarding. September is here. We have 3 new exciting topics for you. So as SSO said, the article is divided in a few topics. The first one is titled Birthday Festival. The second one is NPCs. How have we updated them? Then there's onboarding and the new tutorial quest chain. The information about the new area is obviously at the end, as I said, so let's just go ahead and check out the new tutorial quest chain. I'm Dan Pavel and I'm thrilled to lead the incredible team behind the transformation of your early game experience, Star Stable Online. We've been on quite a journey of soul searching, guided by valuable player feedback and performance data. Our mission is simple: to make the early game as captivating as the middle and late game, ensuring that every moment you spend in Jorvik is filled with excitement. So let's dive right into what you can expect from us in the near and far future. How do we create an amazing early game experience for our players? To get there as soon as possible, we decided to break down our work into smaller, more manageable chunks. This approach will allow us to share our progress with you, the heart and soul of SSO. A closer connection with the community. Our primary focus is on building a stronger connection with the SSO community. We value your feedback immensely and are committed to making the necessary improvements based on your insights. We also want to emphasize the importance of welcoming new players into our community. To achieve this, we invite our existing players to reflect on what initially drew them to Jorvik. Your insights can help us recreate that magic for others. Our goal is not only to attract new players, but also support them as they join our community. Realigning with our game pillars. In our quest to revamp the early game, we've also taken the opportunity to revisit our game pillars. We're trimming away content that no longer resonates and crafting an experience that can be enjoyed across multiple platforms, ensuring you can explore Jorvik in your way. Introducing the new tutorial quest chain. Soon we'll unveil what we affectionately call the new tutorial quest chain. As the name suggests, we've reimagined the tutorials to ensure you master the game like a pro. Over the past decade, SSO has evolved, and in this initial release, we're focusing on the most crucial lessons you need to embark on your Jorvik adventure. But that's not all. A fresh narrative awaits. Get ready to dive straight into the world of Jorvik, where countless epic adventures await you. We're crafting an experience that builds upon the existing storyline, ensuring that your adventure begins right away, rather than waiting for the main story to unfold further down the line. And we're getting to the most interesting part. It is titled Discover New Horizons, and SSO said, we're not stopping there. Alongside the tutorial revamp and captivating storylines, we're introducing a brand new area for all players to explore. What lies ahead? Our journey to enhance the early game experience doesn't end here. Here's a sneak peek into what the future holds. Reimagined quest chains that will keep you engaged and excited. Fresh perspectives on familiar characters and locations, breathing new life into the world of Jorvik. Ongoing updates to tutorials, ensuring every aspect of the game is crystal clear and easy to grasp. The sky's the limit for what we can achieve together. So, oh my gosh, there's a lot of changes that are going to happen. A lot of iconic quests are going to be removed. A lot of them already have been removed. removed, but they're going to remove even more of them and completely change all of the others, which is good on one hand because they have been the same for such a long time, but on the other hand, I don't really get it. I mean, the continuity of SSO, the lore, it is all just so messy right now, so maybe this can fix it, or maybe it's going to make it even more messy. I'm really not sure. But anyway, let's get on to the next part that I found interesting, which is the NPCs. How have we updated them? This part of the article was written by Laura, who is a character/creature art lead designer person. Hello again, it's me, the character/creature art lead Laura. Today I will speak about NPCs and old ladies. We have over 300 characters in SSO. Most of them still have the old style and need an update. This is a huge task and it's one of the biggest challenges I face in my work. A character team usually consists of 5 disciplines. Concept artist creates the design, 3D character artist creates the 3D model and textures. This is where I usually do my work. Tech animator rigs and skins the model, animator animates the model, designer replaces the old character with a new one in all the quests. It can sometimes be hard to get a whole team together to do all these things, so when creating new characters, we need to be smart about it. We need to be able to reuse assets and take a modular approach. You might have seen the so-called Silverglade generic NPCs. They're created with a modular approach in mind. We want to expand on this approach and use this all across the game, but we want to modernize it and make it much more inclusive. The Silverglade characters can only make thin people with a Caucasian face structure and wearing a shirt and pants. We want to have much more diversity than that. This is why we have started to create characters in quote-unquote archetypes. An archetype means that you build character models who use the same building blocks, such as the same models, skeletons, animations, or the same textures. These can be combined and exchanged between characters. One face texture, for example, works on all other faces, and one animation works on all characters within the same archetype. When working with archetypes, we can reuse bits and pieces between different characters. We're planning on making several archetypes for different body types and ages. Thick, thin, strong, old, young, and adult. I have a document containing all 300 plus characters where I have them sorted on everything from purpose in the game to body type and ethnicity. This way I can plan our way forward and keep tracks of statistics so we can make informed decisions when making new characters in the future. This year, most character resources have gone into making the new player character, so the NPCs had to take the backseat for a while. Luckily, we had some time to work on setting up a new archetype called Old Thin Woman. When we created this archetype, we chose to update 3 central old ladies in Silverglade and Moorland: the Baroness, Mrs. Holdsworth, and Big Bonnie. Big Bonnie is extra close to my heart as I got to do the redesign and create her new model. Some people have asked why we changed Mrs. Holdsworth from being a small old lady to a tall one, and that was because it made the most sense to have her there from a production standpoint. If we want to update all 300 plus characters, we need to sometimes redesign them to fit a new skeleton. We don't have resources to make all characters 100% unique. Then we have some work in progress pictures of all these 3 old ladies, as well as some videos. These 3 old ladies use the same skeleton and rig, and they can all use the same animations, but these 3 characters are quite different from each other and we don't want them to move the same all the time. So we made some unique animations for each character, such as the walk, to enhance their different personalities. This way we're building a larger library of animations that several new NPCs can use, and we can pick and choose what animations fit their personality and mood the best. And now we're getting onto some new characters that SSO is working on, and here's some work in progress of the new characters that SSO is working on. They said now that we have a working archetype and animations in the editor, we can also focus on creating less important characters using the same building blocks. These are some work in progress images of some faces for old druid ladies. When we're making the new archetype models, we're focusing much more on making inclusive models with more ethnicity options. I hope that soon we can start to populate Jorvik with these old ladies. As a last note, I want to show you some some work in progress images of this lovely druid character made by our talented artist Alicia, which will be featured in some future quests. I can safely say I wish I could adopt all these old ladies as my new grandmothers. And this is the new character that the artist is working on, and it seems like we might be getting some new main story quests since these ladies are basically all druids. So I really wonder what awaits in the future of SSO. I do think that these new models look amazing, so I am pretty interested to see how SSO will look with so many different characters, because even now, you know, there's so many people that, like the shop sellers, they all basically look the same, and the NPCs, so it would be really cool to have a wider variety. There's some more parts to the article, but honestly I don't find them that interesting, though I will put a text-to-speech if you want to listen to someone read, because I don't know, sometimes honestly I don't really want to read for myself, and I just like to put some stuff in text-to-speech. I think it's the birthday part of the article, and then I don't know, Stacy talking about something. Honestly, I didn't even read it, so it might be interesting, but I'm just too lazy to do it now. So anyway, let me know what you think about all of this, and now let's continue on.
Birthday Festival by Bretton Hamilton, lead game designer. Hello and happy birthday, Star fam. I hope you're all enjoying our 12th birthday celebration. So much has changed since last year, so we decided to return to our roots with this festival. We wanted to focus on leveling up some small areas around the event, give away lots of goodies, and give players a reason to explore some of their favorite haunts around Jorvik. As I'm sure many of you know, with our first release of the birthday festival, we made visual improvements to some of our iconic locations like Damascus Mine and the Moorland GED site. We saw how much players appreciated the updates to Firgrove from Camp Western. We decided to continue this experiment by updating areas when an event occurs nearby. I hope you liked the work of our artists. They worked very hard to improve the visuals without losing the nostalgia of some of the older areas around Moorland. This year, the word giveaway was at the top of our priorities when we began work on birthday. Many of you have noticed that we've given away a ton of fireworks this year, but did you notice that every time someone launches a firework, everyone nearby gets a little bit of HXP? This had the upside of getting players to congregate and use the fireworks we gave out, but also led to some server stability issues as hundreds of players went AFK near the festival hub. This won't be our only time doing this share HXP reward, but we may use this more mindfully going forward. Aside from this though, we stuffed more items into the gameplay than we have in past years, and we decided to crank up the XP rewards from quests. This has helped some of our highest level players reach level 25. A milestone to be sure. We knew early on that we wanted to add new free riding characters to the birthday festival. You've ridden with the Soul Riders before, so this time we wanted to give our players what they really want, Dark Riders. Just as we neared the end of the project, our lead rider, and Bullock, messaged me in a panic. Wait! The Dark Riders would never ride with the player unless they were tricked. So I dug through our item files and quickly set it up so they will only ride with you if you're wearing a mask or mustache. I hope a few of you have figured this out, and have kidnapped the Dark Riders to weird and wonderful places. I'll be keeping an eye on social media for screenshots. Onboarding by Stacy Place, Game Director, and Dan Pavel, Producer. My name is Stacy, and I'm the Game Director for Star Stable Online. Part of what I do here at Star Stable is ensure that our work has a unified vision that fulfills the needs and desires of our player base and team. For many players, starting Star Stable Online was a familiar experience, welcoming those who had played the Starshine Legacy games back to the incredible world of Jorvik. It's still nostalgic when you restart the game on a new character, it's cozy, and all makes sense. However, the experience can be entirely different for a brand new player, even unenjoyable. We track how players progress throughout the entire journey of Star Stable Online, from the moment they sign up to opening the game for the first time, and where they are throughout their whole Jorvegian life cycle. This information helps us identify pain points, problems, and opportunities to improve the experience we're offering, and it was overwhelmingly apparent that when new players drop out, it's most often by level 3. We needed to conduct some research and look at the start of our game with fresh eyes. What exactly are we offering new players, and more importantly, what is it that new players are looking for? The world of Jorvik is an exciting and welcoming place, right? Well, we thought so. By updating and changing so much in later parts of the game, we neglected to ensure that the beginning of the game reflects those same beautiful adventures. What you experience when you log on to Star Stable for the first time isn't what you experience further along. And where were our game pillars? The beginning of the game certainly didn't capture the values and foundational core that make us who we are: horses and bonding, story and fantasy, player and community, and honestly, it didn't excel at teaching players how to play the game either. Many players joined Star Stable Online as their first MMO experience, if not their first video game experience entirely. We also needed to make sure they felt comfortable. Based on observations and feedback, we'll continue adjusting the early game, and the middle, too. We hope that by bringing more of the spark that makes Star Stable Online what you all know and love to the beginning, the entire experience will start to feel more like one cohesive and enjoyable journey.